Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Now, we want to talk about this Bitcoin dip and why it actually dipped. Now, the thing is, there were rumors that the Treasury wanted to basically fine or prosecute banks for money laundering in crypto. I know Janet Yellen has been pro that, and maybe she's pushing it, but on Jake Chervinsky's Twitter, and he is a crypto lawyer, he basically says he doesn't find this credible. The tweet itself is fishy, and the Treasury does not charge money laundering. The DOJ does. Of course, the Treasury can tell the DOJ to do that. And a case against several FIs at once would be unusual. So he thinks like legally it doesn't add up. Although also criminal investigations are kept strictly confidential and rarely leaked. So if they were actually charging a criminal investigation, you wouldn't hear this leak from an unnamed source like FX Hedge. So he does not believe the report is actually credible. There's further reports here, but it doesn't really say that they're actually charging any big financial institutions for money laundering and crypto. So that is very, very sketchy. There's only one source where the tweet actually comes from, and I don't think that's reliable. Maybe they're trying to manipulate the news and prices to their own benefit. That could definitely be a problem. Now, there are two other causes. One, obviously, is the Coinbase listing news. Coinbase listing was successful, but it didn't go to the prices that everyone thought. So people are obviously buying the rumor and selling the news. We've seen this happen multiple amount of times, and it's not a new occurrence. This happens all the time in crypto, and people should not be surprised that other people buy the rumor and sell the news. So that's one reason. The other reason is actually if you look at the Bitcoin mining rate, there's been not a sharp drop, but a drop from a decent drop of hash rate, not like the one last October, but there has been a sharp drop fairly suddenly in the hash rate. And that's actually because the coal miners in Xinjiang, they've been experiencing massive floods, and they've been 10 coal mining accidents. So the power plants that actually supply the hash rate for a lot of these Bitcoin miners has actually cut off the power, so the hash rate actually went down. And we know that generally, the Bitcoin price generally does actually follow the hash rate. So a drop of hash rate of about 10% would actually correlate with a drop of Bitcoin price about 10%, which is kind of like, we dropped 10, 15%, which is kind of like where we're at. Plus, there's a sell the news from the Coinbase IPO or direct listing, and you can see the reason why we dropped from 64,000 to about 56,000, which is around 8,000, about 15% or 12%, which is really nothing to actually worry about. It seems that we have stabilized. So based on this information and Jake's tweets, there might have been some effect from this source actually saying that the DOJ or the Treasury is going to go after them. But I do not think this tweet and this source of information is reliable because it's one single source of information with nothing to back it up. And legally, it doesn't really make any sense. Plus, the document they provided afterwards doesn't really mention charging with money laundering, tax evasion, etc. However, the China coal mining accidents are very, very real. And it is a fact that many of the mining facilities that were Bitcoin mining facilities that were being supplied by these coal miners are actually offline. Plus, buy the rumor, sell the news. We know that always happens. So that, in my conclusion, is the real reason Bitcoin actually went down. The sudden stoppage of a bunch of mining facilities, therefore reducing the hash rate, and hash rate's almost always correlated with price, and also buy the rumor and sell the news. There could have been some impact from the FUD news of basically the Treasury going after banks that are doing money laundering with crypto. By the way, is when they don't really even mention Bitcoin. The article doesn't even mention Bitcoin. It just says crypto. Could be any crypto, but it's most likely Bitcoin. But that seems to be somewhat fake because legally it doesn't add up, and the extra document doesn't really actually say anything about that. But the coal mining and the buy the rumor, sell the news on Coinbase is definitely real, and I think that is the main reason for Bitcoin's drop over the weekend. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.